Welcome back to the Division 2. I said recently that I was going to possibly pick up 100 pieces of loot from just playing like open world stuff and doing missions, so any activity outside of the summit. I'm going to do exactly that, 100 pieces. I'm going to be checking if the random attribute matches the core. I'll also be checking if they're rainbow or not. I'm not expecting good results from this because I've done a lot of control points recently. When it comes to this game, you need to take everything with a pinch of salt. You don't know if it's going to work as it should or if it's not going to work. And to put some context behind that, if you basically look at what they've done recently, they were supposed to have a free weekend for everyone to enjoy. They kind of set it up like the free trial, so everyone that was trying to experience the game over the weekend got to play it for 8 hours. So we're going to jump into this mission, we're going to test the loot, we'll see what our end result is. I'm hoping this goes well. I don't know how fast I'm going to be able to clear it. I'm running the revive hive just in case things go south, which they normally do because aggression takes over. I get very, very aggressive and I end up going down a lot of the time. Okay, there's our first drop. We obviously can't count SMGs, but that is a match and it is not a rainbow. Okay, that is literally our second piece of gear. It's rainbowed and it's not a match because of the rainbow. Okay, I've had to restart because my SMG build failed me, and there's the third piece of gear, and there's 2 rainbows already. 2 rainbows, 2 pieces not matching, and that's out of 3 pieces of gear. I think we know how this is going to end, and it just goes to show that for whatever reason they haven't bothered with the outside world. They've just done Summit. So again, lazy development. Something we've seen for the last 18 months, yet people still defend this. Why do I only have 996? Watch my ammo go up. I bet it goes up. Should go to 1079. Oh, there we go. Just magic ammo. Out of fucking nowhere. And there you go. There's the 4th piece of gear. It is not a match for number 1. And it's a rainbow. So out of 4 pieces of gear, 3 rainbows. Looking alright so far. I mean, out of 100 pieces of gear in the summit, I had 14 rainbows. Out of 4 pieces of gear, I've had 3 already inside of a mission. Can't wait to see what this boss drops me. Okay, well, there you go. There's our 5th piece. It's not rainbow, but it doesn't match. No for the rainbow. And then, so out of 5 pieces of gear, we've had 4 that don't match, 1 piece that does, but we've had 3 rainbows, 2 non-rainbows. I don't even think realistically that I need to do the rest of this, do I? Do I really need to go through 100 pieces of gear just to show you the same stuff? I think we'll even end it after this one run. I think I've made my point very clear. They never bothered with the loot outside of Summit. They put it in Summit with the changes to try and like give an incentive for people to play the mode. Because you know it's their highly replayable content. So they'll do a couple of things as soon as it releases. But I guarantee after a couple of weeks the loot's going to be the same as what it is outside of Summit. So like this, how we have it now. The same thing happens with control points as well. And then another thing, even if you're playing on Heroic and you're opening those random loot boxes, they're still dropping purples and stuff. They sit there every single week and they lie to us. They feed us all this bullshit about what they're going to do with the game and how it's going to be great, and they're so excited for it, and every single time it's like this. Maybe after one lie you can still trust someone because they can build their trust back up, but when you're lied to constantly for a year and a half, can't believe anything that comes out of their mouth, and 9 times out of 10 is fucking right to not believe them. So I've done the tests, I've shown the proof. They never bothered with loot outside of the summit, and just the fact that I don't even need to do 20 pieces of gear, don't even need to do multiple runs. I've shown you just how bad it actually is after one run. I might die here. Try and save it. Because this guy up here with his fucking Bullet King. Oh, just take a look at that. What's in the boss's drops? There's another rainbow. Are we going to get loot for completing this mission? Like, what's going to happen with that? We'll have to just end the mission and see what happens. Oh, he's dropped a bit of loot. That's probably going to be a mod, though. There we go, mission complete. What did we get? No, still and XP. Let's have a look. Oh, there's a mod. Do we have... Is that... No, where's that loot? Is that inside? Have I already checked that? Oh, that's that rainbow thing we got. Yeah, okay, right, that doesn't get included. If we go out here, and that's a mod over there, then the boss just happily dropped us... There we go, a yellow, a red, and a blue. So, I'm not going to continue. I'm not going up to 100. Out of 6 pieces of gear, you've seen every single drop. We have 4 pieces rainbow, 2 not. So that's 66% roughly. And then out of 6 pieces of gear, we have 1 of them that has matched the random attribute, the first one, to the core, and 5 that didn't. And that's around 83%. So, comparing, like, obviously, it's going to be RNG. The stats are going to be a little bit different for some players. But I've just sat there and showed you exactly how bad the loot is. Out of 6 drops, 2 weren't rainbow. Out of 6 drops, 1 item's first random attribute matched the core. I don't need to continue this because it's just going to be as bad. Control points, open world activities, missions, they're all doing the same thing. The only mode right now to play if you're wanting better loot, I'm not saying the loot's good, but if you want better loot than this bullshit, is to play the summit. The only reason they've done it like that is to get players into the summit. But as I said, it's probably going to change and be exactly how this stuff is within a couple of weeks. Because they don't want you feeling powerful, they don't want you being strong. And I'm sorry, but anyone that argues this and says, well, if you're getting amazing rolls and you're getting them all the time, there's no point. If you're given good stuff, you're given good loot drops in this game, tell me you are going to leave. People keep saying to me, if you're getting good stuff given to you all the time, there's no point playing the game. As it stands with the lack of content, the amount of copy-paste and the amount of bugs in the summit, the amount of things that are broken, there is no point playing the game. I can tell you right now, if the devs go, fuck it, for an entire week, every item you get is going to drop perfect. People will play the game, they will get several builds put together, and they will run the missions that they've been running for the last 18 months with their amazing, powerful gear. Getting your maxed out stats will not push you away from the game. When loot is bad, players will complain, because you're playing a looting game, you're at the end game part of it, you're the max level, so when the loot is bad, you will complain. When the loot is good, you're not going to complain. You're not going to sit there and say to the devs, oh, I'm getting all this good loot. I really don't like it. I want to get some bad loot. You're not going to fucking do that. That's not how it works. So anyone saying that getting loot good all the time is going to mess up the game, no it won't. It might have a negative effect if the game was newly released, but even the players that are new to the game are still going to enjoy good loot over bad. Anything in life, if it's good, you're going to prefer it over bad. But this doesn't even qualify for bad. This is abysmal. This is diabolical. This is fucking shocking. But I've shown you the proof. You've seen a couple of challenging runs. And literally, I had the first run with the SMG build that went to shit. And then I literally just fast travelled, come back into the mission. It was out of 2 runs, 1 partial run, 1 full run. Those 6 pieces are what I got. So you can't sit there and say, like, RNG will come into it, obviously, but you can't sit there and say, oh, the loot's really good for me at the moment, because no. If you're playing the summit, yeah, it will be, but your experience will change. I'm not saying it's not going to be different, but it's not going to be drastically different to where you're seeing the opposite of what I am, like the complete opposite. It's not going to work, because the system is RNG, but not fully. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's hard for me to even sit there and say that the system's RNG or is not RNG. It's hard for me to say because the developers that created the system don't even know. It's that bad. You are playing a looting game, and this is the loot you are receiving. And I don't care if you want to be creative and put hybrids together. This game wasn't set out to be creative with your builds. I'm not saying don't have diversity. I'm not saying get rid of rainbows completely. I'm not saying make every loot drop god roll. I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not saying that I deserve all this good loot or whatever. I've put like 1,400 hours into this game. I deserve some decent loot, but I'm not saying I want it all handed to me. I'll happily sit there and grind. That's what I've done for the last 18 months and the equivalent of 1,400 hours in that time frame. I'm not saying I want it handed to me on a plate. I'm saying the developers need to stop with their lies. They need to fix this game and fast. They need to do some innovative stuff. Some immersive stuff, things that's going to get players attached for the right reasons. Look at Ridgeway's Pride. The fact that the Memento, which is again, after all the rainbow talk, the developers go, well, fuck you, that part of the community, we're going to implement a rainbow backpack. That's what they've done. But the Memento I've heard is good. So that's the only thing I've got left in me for this game at the moment, is getting to tier 90 in the season so I can get that bag. I'm done with Summit. The hunters were dropping me rainbows. The loot was better in there, not drastically, just there was a little bit of a margin. But the loot overall is better in the Summit. But the only reason they've done that is to get you to play the Summit, so that when it comes to their investors and the higher ups in Ubisoft, they can say, look, it is replayable content. We said it is, and that's exactly how it's done, because people are going in for our stupid exotic chest. People are going in for our better gear. So anyone that's just sitting there playing the normal game, you are being fucked over. And this is plenty of proof for it. As I said, out of 100 drops in the Summit, I got 14 rainbows. Out of 6 drops in the open world, I had 4 rainbows. But what I'm going to do is leave the video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments, because as I said, you will have it different. But if you're saying it's drastically different, the complete other end of the spectrum, I'm sorry, but without proof, I don't believe it. I don't believe anyone is having a good experience with loot on this game. And I'm not saying that in any way, shape or form out of disbelief towards you guys. I'm saying that because I know what these developers are up to. I know their game, I know their plan, I know their ways to try and get more players happy to play the game, but you need to stop sugarcoating it. You need to tell these dickheads exactly how it is. We've paid money for this product, they've lied to our faces lots and lots of times. Warlords of New York was supposed to be year 1 content. They stood there on stage back in 2019. Also, the raid was supposed to be out. The Iron Horse raid was supposed to come out in the first year. That didn't come out until 9 months later. They said before this game released that they learnt from their mistakes in Division 1. Well, they didn't. They actually increased on their mistakes. I recently did a video showcasing the bugs in the Summit game mode alone. That wasn't including the Stranded Tanker mission progression blocker at the time. I think that's been fixed. I've still had a couple of complaints here and there saying it doesn't work. But literally within the Summit game mode alone, I wrote a list of bugs that was bigger than their entire bug fix list for Title Update 11. They do it every single title update. But I could sit there and go on a very, very long rant about this. I'm not going to. I'm going to leave the video there. I've showed you the proof, and that's all there is to be said. Discuss it all and stuff in the comments. Whatever your opinion is, you're entitled to your own opinion. But that's going to do it for me. I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.